So the first thing we need to do is figure out what the points are for A, B, and C. And so we have those defined already. And so we'll graph those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so this is 7, 9. So where's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then 2, 8. Okay, so first we have this triangle, right? ABC. Okay, and we're going to do this composition. We're going to do the composition rotation 90 degrees about the origin of the dilation at 1/2. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is take these points and use the dilation factor of 1/2 and find out what A prime, B prime, and C prime will become. Okay, so how do I do that? How do I find out what with the dilation? Yeah, I'm going to multiply each x and then y by 1/2 to get the new coordinates, okay? So this becomes, and we'll put dilation 1/2. A prime becomes what? Yeah, I'll just say 3.5, even though you know it's not my favorite, but we'll do it. And then 9/2 becomes what? 4.5. And then B prime becomes what? 1 and 4. Good. Somebody's on it, I hear you. And C prime becomes what? 2.5 and 2.5. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and graph these points. And so let's see. Okay, so that looks like it's about right there. Isn't what? Yes. I guess in theory, I'd be careful, make sure it works. I would say trying to do it in your head, the only issue is you make mistakes that way if you're not careful. Okay, and okay, it is really small. What happened? Reduction. Okay, and now that you're trying to do it on your graph paper, you probably realize why I had to get a different sheet. It's just too small. Yeah. Okay, so now we have the first transformation, which was actually listed second. Okay, does everybody see that? Okay. Okay, I was going to try to make it a different color, but perhaps that's too much trouble. Okay, now with the composition, instead of going back to the original coordinates like we did before, we're actually going to go back to A prime, B prime, and C prime to do the next transformation, okay? So if I look at this, now I'm going to do the rotation at 90 degrees, and I'm going to rotate 90 about the origin, not ABC, but what? A prime, B prime, and C prime, okay? So they'll become A double prime, B double prime, and C double prime, right? Uh, yeah, okay. All right, so now let's say 90 degrees. Now, what was the pattern for 90 degrees? Does everybody remember? Yeah, xy becomes negative y, comma, x, okay? So let's look. A double prime, so we go back up here, will become what? And 3.5, right? And then B double prime is going to become what? Negative 4, 1. And then C double prime is going to become what? You can erase it, but most people don't. You don't have either way is fine. However, Stephen, it does need to be clear which one's your final. Yeah, it absolutely matters. Okay, it's like one of those things. Like every once in a while, it works out the same, but very rarely does it work out the same, right? It's kind of like 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 plus 2 is 4, but 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 plus 3 is 6, right? It doesn't always work, so you need to always do it second, first, and then the first one. Hmm. Oh, of course. Okay. Yes. Okay, so that's basically it. Now, the only thing from here is to go through the different compositions that are on that worksheet and just practice them, right? To make sure that you can get them right. However, the graphs on that worksheet are small and it's tough. I know it is. You should probably graph some of them. I don't think you necessarily have to graph them all, but you should definitely graph some of them. Just get a sheet of graph paper or something that's a little bit larger so that you can see it. But then make sure that you have your chart, your A prime, A to A prime to A double prime for each one, and then we can check the coordinates to make sure that you've done it correctly. Yes? Okay, that's it. So today you're going to practice your dilations and practice your compositions, and then we'll check them.